Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 18 based on novel. So let's start. Following Luo Feng's message, Morosa, Moyu Qingyang and others quickly rushed to the cave. Master, your retreat time is too short this time. Morosa returned first. He landed aside and felt quite unwilling. The carefree and comfortable days were too short. Luo Feng glanced at him and said, the time of retreat can be long or short. Do you have enough cosmic sand on you? Master understands me. Morosa smiled innocently, it is indeed almost used up. Use it sparingly. Luo Feng threw over a black jade bottle. Taking the black jade bottle, Morosa found more than 100 cosmic sands and several piles of chaos crystals in the bottle, and his smile became much brighter. Master is really kind, there is no one more kind than the master in the whole Huyang city. Okay, stop flattering me. Luo Feng smiled. He forbade Morosa from causing trouble, and since Morosa had no income, he had to give him some pocket money. At this time, Moyu Qingyang also came back in his small flying boat. After putting away the flying boat, he flew close to Luo Feng and bowed respectfully, Master. You have been pretty good during this period. Morosa said, many forces have taken the initiative to make friends with me, and there must be forces that have taken the initiative to make friends with you. Yes. Moyu Qingyang said respectfully, during the Master's retreat, some forces in Huyang City were unable to visit the Master, so some of them came to make friends with me. I rejected many forces, but I didn't dare to refuse the 13 major forces and accepted their gifts. The total value of the gifts is about 300 cosmic sands. After all, he was just a servant, and the gifts from each force to make friends with him would not be too expensive. But considering Luo Feng's face, those big forces would give him at least 10 cosmic sands. Qingyang has received so much, you should have received more, right? Luo Feng looked at Morosa, just now you said you were almost out of it. Morosa smiled innocently. He accepted all the gifts. As for the requests for help, he declined them completely. Master, you know that the expenses in Huyang City are a bit high. They gave you gifts. Did they ask you for a favor? Luo Feng asked. It's okay. Morosa said, I'll give them a message mark. If there's anything, they can contact me and I'll help report it to the Master. I didn't promise anything, I just gave a way to communicate. Moyu Qingyang also said, but my eldest brother's master, the eternal true god Zhu of the Shu family asked me to pass on a message, wanting to host a banquet for the host. Luo Feng nodded, the Shu family is indeed the largest family in Huyang City, so it's worth meeting them. Then I will inform Lord Shu. Moyu Qingyang said. Yeah. Luo Feng nodded. Moyu Qingyang immediately sent a message and quickly said, Master, Lord Shu invites you to meet at Menghua Tower tonight. I haven't been to Menghua for some time. Luo Feng nodded, promise him. When Luo Feng came out of retreat, Gao Wu came to the Mo Li clan to visit his master, Mo Li Xiao. How's your comprehension of the three-sword sky-splitting beast going? Mo Li Xiao looked at his favorite little disciple in front of him. The three-sword sky-splitting beast is indeed an eternal-level mechanical secret treasure. I have been comprehending it until now, and I can barely perform all the moves of the three-sword sky-splitting beast. Gao Wu replied. Mo Li Xiao nodded after hearing this, you have an extraordinary will and are good at formations. Not long after becoming an eternal true god, you have completely mastered all the moves of the three-sword sky-splitting beast. I was right about you. Master, I am a newly promoted eternal true god, but I was promoted to one of the 10 commanders of Huyang Guard. Many eternal true gods are dissatisfied. Gao Wu said in a low voice. The 10 generals of the Huyang army and the 10 commanders of the Huyang Guards were all capable of commanding army-type mechanical treasures. In addition, the demonic owl himself commanded one of the armies. So there are only 19 lucrative positions. Strength represents power and resources. The competition for the 19 lucrative positions is fierce. The eternal gods of the 5 major families, plus those who depend on the 5 major families, total more than 100 eternal gods. The fierce competition can be imagined. As a new eternal god, Gao Wu snatched a position, which of course caused dissatisfaction among many eternal gods. Don't worry about those rubbish. Mo Lixiao said calmly, even legion-type mechanical treasures depend on who is driving them. For someone like me, commanding a legion, I can suppress the other 9 legions together. When you are at the void true god stage, your spiritual will can reach the peak of the eternal true god. You are also good at formations. You are born to control mechanical treasures. When you have accumulated more experience, I will find an opportunity to let you take charge of one of the 10 Huyang legions. In charge of a Huyang army? Gao Wu was surprised and felt pressured. The 10 Huyang legions are much more important than the Huyang guards. The mechanical secret treasures are also more difficult to drive. You must have enough accumulation, and it would be best if your mental will can break through to the Chaos Master level. In that way, the entire City Lord's mansion will not object to you leading a legion. Mo Lixiao said. Gao Wu nodded, I understand. When he became a void true god, his spiritual will reach the peak of the eternal true god level. Gao Wu was also determined and eager to break through his will to the chaos domination level. Go ahead. Mo Lixiao nodded. Among the many subordinates and disciples he trained, Gao Wu was the most suitable one to control mechanical treasures, so Mo Lixiao cultivated him vigorously. Gao Wu respectfully took his leave. When they were walking in a garden in the cave of the Mo Li clan, they were immediately stopped by Mo Li Feiyun and Jiao Rongqi, who had been waiting there. Senior brother Gao Wu. Mo Li Feiyun shouted. Gao Wu had no choice but to stop, feeling quite a headache. He cultivated to the eternal true god, but he had never talked about love. Because of the bloodline cultivation system, in the origin continent, flesh and blood life accounted for the majority, and they could indeed reproduce. However, the lifespan of life on the origin continent is generally very long. The lifespan of a true god is 30,000 epochs, and that of a true god of the void is endless. They don't need to eat or drink, they can live forever by absorbing the power of heaven and earth. Many practitioners have no intention of seeking a partner. That's what Gao Wu is like. Practicing Buddhism is full of endless fun. Why do you need to find a wife? Feiyun. Gao Wu could only smile along. He couldn't neglect the kindness of his master in cultivating him. I happened to meet senior brother Gao Wu today. How about we go out for fun together? Mo Li Feiyun's mind was on Gao Wu at the moment. Commander Gao Wu, Feiyun mentions your name almost every day. Jiao Rongqi said with a smile, in my opinion, you might as well move to Mo Li's house. That way you can see him every day. Yes, move to our house. There are more than 10 eternal true gods living in our house, so there is plenty of space. Mo Li Feiyun said. Just as Gao Wu was about to speak, a young man from the Mo Li clan suddenly flew over from a distance and looked at him, Commander Gao Wu. Young Master Mo Li Lian. Gao Wu said with a smile. Mo Li Lian, what are you doing here? Mo Li Feiyun said dissatisfiedly. Mo Li Lian sneered. The entire Mo Li clan is also very large. Mo Li Lian is a genius of the younger generation and is personally instructed by Mo Li Xiao. He is the one who hopes to become an eternal true god in the clan. But Gao Wu is Mo Li Xiao's favorite disciple. Mo Lilian had always regarded Gao Wu as his competitor, but now Gao Wu has become the eternal true god first and was promoted to one of the 10 commanders of Huyang Guard. Mo Lilian was naturally envious and jealous. I admire Commander Gao Wu hatred of evil. Mo Lilian flipped his hand and threw out a golden stone. This memory stone records the crimes of my Wuqi of the Meiwu family. My Wuqi's evil, those dark forces are far less evil than him. I wonder how Commander Gao Wu will deal with this heinous person. Mo Li Lian. Mo Li Feiyun shouted angrily, my Wuqi is the eternal true god of the 5 major families, the my Wu family. If there is to be a trial, it should be the 5 major families. There is no need for Hu Yangwei to intervene. According to the laws of the state of Yu, the Huyang Guard is responsible for handling illegal matters in Huyang City. I want to see if Gao Wushui really hates evil. Mo Lilian sneered. Gao Wushui got the memory stone and used his divine power to investigate it. The information he obtained made his face change slightly. Are all these evidences true? Gao Wushui looked at Mo Lilian. Back then, the ordinary city of Fangzhou City was breached by a group of strange beasts, and countless residents of Fangzhou City were killed or injured. You said that among them, hundreds of millions of true gods were taken into Maiwuchi's city of sin? Zhejiang Chaos State has 3 large cities and 189 ordinary cities. There are only a handful of eternal true gods in ordinary cities, and the security is much weaker. You have just become an eternal true god. If time passes, you will slowly understand. Mo Lilian shook his head. To show off, Maiwuchi brought many children of the 5 major families into his secret treasure, Sin City. Many children of the 5 major families saw it with their own eyes. The hundreds of millions of true gods in Fangzhou City are just a part of the sinful people of Sin City. Of course, most of the people he captured and brought to the city of Sin have already been tortured to death. Mo Lilian sneered, Commander Gao Wushui, what are you going to do with such a sinful person? Gao Wushui said nothing and turned away. Hate evil and hate him? I want to see how he hates evil and hates him when facing Maiwuchi of the Maiwu family. Mo Lilian looked at the other party leaving with disdain. Mo Lilian, what exactly do you want to do? Mo Li Feiyun couldn't believe it. Don't you understand? I'm just trying to stir up trouble. I'm trying to stir up trouble between Gao Wushui and Maiwuchi. Mo Lilian said, I'd be happy if any of them got into trouble. I will tell my father about this. Mo Li Feiyun said. Whatever. Mo Lilian turned around and left. Night falls. Luo Feng brought Morosa, Mo Yuqingyan and came to Menghua Tower. Brother Luo He. Shu Yu had been waiting for a long time. Brother Shu Yu arrived quite early. Luo Feng said. Ha ha, if there is a chance to invite Brother Luo He to a banquet, of course I have to come early. I have arranged the banquet, please. Shu Yu smiled. Shu Yu's hair was like little snakes, and his face was full of green secret patterns, but his smile was very bright. Luo Feng and Shu Yu flew together, and the servants and waiters followed behind. My Zhu family has been rooted in Huyang City for more than 1,000,000 centuries, and has been passed down from generation to generation until now. There are few secrets of Huyang City that my Zhu family does not know. Zhu Yu said with a smile, in terms of being well informed, the Yangfeng Guild Hall, the City Lord's Mansion, the Food Country Forces, at least in Huyang City, they are probably inferior to my Zhu family. Luo Feng nodded. He believed this. The Zhu family is so large that they have long infiltrated all walks of life in Huyang City. There are masters of the Zhu family in the Huyang Legion and the Huyang Guard. How many people in Huyang City don't know about the reputation of the Zhu family? Luo Feng said. Lord Luohe, Lord Shu Yu. The owner of Menghua Tower came to greet them personally. She wanted to survive in Huyang City, so she didn't dare to offend either of them. Do you want Master Menghua to play music? Zhu Yu didn't even look at Master Menghua, but smiled at Luo Feng. As long as Brother Luo He wants to listen, I believe Master Menghua will give him face. It depends on whether Lord Luohe wants to listen. The owner of Menghua Tower smiled lightly. Zhu Yu gave the order, and even the owner of Menghua Tower could not refuse. No need, just let Aluya come. Luo Feng said. The owner of Menghua Tower was slightly startled, and said with a smile, Lord Luohe really favors Aroya. It's because the host's illusion is too powerful. I can't bear it. Luo Feng said with a smile. Then let's quickly ask Aluya to come over. Zhu Yu said, and then continued to fly forward with Luo Feng. The owner of Menghua Tower watched this scene silently. Even though Zhu Yu was extremely friendly in front of Luo Feng, he was in charge of many affairs of the Zhu family, so the City Lord's Mansion and the Food Kingdom had to give him some face. The 18 major dark forces did not dare to be enemies with the Chu family. Since last time, Luo he doesn't want to listen to my illusion music anymore. The owner of Mangua Tower felt a little disappointed. Compared to En Qianyang and Sang Shuiyun, she hoped to influence Luo he more. In Mangua Tower, besides the two distinguished guests Luo Feng and Xu Yu, there are two other distinguished guests tonight. Both figures looked at the outside world through the palace door and noticed Luo Feng and Xu Yu flying past in the distance. It must be Xu Yu and Luo he, right? The blue-haired man said in surprise. Nowadays, we often hear Luo his name. He single-handedly destroyed a dark force and killed the Blood Python Guild president. That's really amazing. It's just one dark force. Another purple-robed youth sneered, 19 dark forces, they sound mighty powerful, but don't they have to bow down in front of our 5 major families? Most of the cosmic sand they earn has to be given to our 5 major families. Brother my Wu, our family is strong, but in terms of individual strength, Lord Luohe is much stronger than us, said the blue-haired man. Brother Jiang, don't flatter these idle people. My Wuchi said indifferently, even if they have strong strength based on their comprehension and luck, every step they take is extremely difficult. Top inheritance, precious resources, and guidance from their master. They have to fight for every opportunity. How can they compare with us, the children of the big families? We are born with these resources. The blue-haired man laughed at himself and raised his glass. We were born with a lot of resources, but we can only barely become eternal true gods. In terms of talent, we are far inferior to Luo He, Zhu Hu and others. They still have hope of impacting the Chaos Lord, but we can't see any hope at all. The limit of the bloodline path is the Lord of Chaos. We must be very strong in every aspect, otherwise we will see no hope. My Wuchi laughed, but people like Luohe and Zhu Hu, even if they fight with their lives, it will still be in vain. Well, it is indeed difficult for the eternal true God to become the Lord of Chaos. The blue-haired man also admitted. There are not many Chaos Lords in the entire Origin continent, and nations like the ancient Kingdom of Flame Wind, the ancient Kingdom of Thunder, and some terrorist forces are better at cultivating strong people and are more likely to cultivate Chaos Lords. Among ordinary people, the probability of a Chaos Master appearing is ridiculously low. In the Origin continent, we, the descendants of the royal family and the chaotic clan, are born to be superior. Even in the life and death battle in the Wasoku kingdom, it is Luo He, Zhu Hu and other so-called powerful eternal true gods who rush to the front. If we win, we will still rule Huyang City. If we lose, the worst that can happen is that we leave Huyang City. My Wuchi laughed. The Chaos clan like us was able to survive because of the birth of a Chaos Overlord, said the blue-haired man. Powerful eternal true gods like Luo He and Zhu Hu fought desperately, and with so many top eternal true gods going through life and death trials, a new Chaos Overlord will eventually rise. But we will never have any hope. We have no hope, but they have lost their lives. My Wuchi laughed. I have seen many powerful eternal true gods fall like this. Luo Feng and Xu Yu took their seats, and the servants they brought with them sat in the corner. While listening to the magic music of Arroyo, Luo Feng naturally performed the 7 emotions refining heart method of the Lai Yuan technique and was completely immersed in it. Although he usually maintained the great destruction refining heart method to sharpen his will, occasionally practicing the 7 emotions refining heart method was a different experience. This Luo he really likes Arroyo's magic music. No wonder he and the Blood Python had a falling out because of this little musician. Ji watched from the side. After all, he was an eternal true god and was not affected by the magic music. But Luo Feng closed his eyes and immersed himself in it completely, so he couldn't speak. Wait until the performance is finished. Okay. Luo Feng opened his eyes. He had been practicing all the way until now, so naturally he had many regrets in his heart, but he could make up for it in the illusion, which was extremely emotionally stimulating. Your Excellency, you are too kind. Aluya was very grateful to Luo Feng in her heart, and naturally gave her best in the performance. Luo Feng's appreciation of her made her worth much higher in Menghualu. Her performance fee was 10 times higher than before. and no one dared to harass her anymore. Even the thousand-leaf ivy grass clan behind her had a much better life in Huyang City. Obviously, no force was willing to become the second Blood Python society. You've made great progress. Keep up the good work, Luo Feng said with a smile. With the help of the 7 emotions refining heart technique, the intensity of Aroya's illusion music was indeed very suitable. Yes, Aroya, take your leave. The young musician retreated respectfully. Jiu looked at this scene and smiled. Brother Luo, he is indeed kind, taking such good care of a little musician. Ha ha ha. Luo Feng laughed. I was so immersed in the magic music just now that I neglected Brother Jiu. I am also enjoying this magic music. Jiu said, Brother Luo, how well do you know about Huyang City? It's just some superficial knowledge. Luo Feng said. When Yan Chenyang gave him the intelligence of all the forces in Huyang City, including a lot of introductions to the eternal true gods, those were just basic information. If it was extremely detailed information, the detailed information of an eternal true god, it would be extremely expensive. Brother Luo, he has only been in Huyang City for more than a century, so the time is still short. Jiu said, as time goes by, you will naturally understand many secrets. I have been in Huyang City for a short time, and I have only had conflicts with the Blood Python Guild. I have never fought with other strong men. Luo Feng said. You did have a conflict with the Blood Python, but it led to the complete destruction of the Blood Python. Jiu laughed. Now the 5 major families and the Food Kingdom are all targeting you. Oh? Luo Feng listened. The City Lord's mansion and the Food Country are fighting fiercely, but both sides will use other strong men to fight to the death. Jiu said, offering some benefits to lure outside strong men to help is what they often do. Brother Luo, with your strength, they will definitely win over the 2 sides. My suggestion is that you can help with easy tasks to get benefits. But if you are in big trouble, don't get involved. Jiu said, it is more important to protect yourself. That makes sense. Luo Feng nodded. In the entire Huyang City, in addition to the 5 major families of the City Lord's mansion and the forces of the Food Country, there is also our third-party force. Jiu laughed softly. In terms of the number of eternal true gods and the top powerhouses, our local family and local forces are the strongest. Luo Feng nodded slightly. It seemed loose, but the total amount was indeed large, and there were hidden talents among them. Brother Luo, you are not a member of the 5 major families. Even if you are attached to them, you are still working for them. The Shigua forces don't care about the lives of their minions. Jiu looked at Luo Feng. You are born to be on our side. That makes sense. Luo Feng nodded. Jiu laughed after hearing this. We are on the same side. To be honest, no matter who rules Huyang City, what difference does it make to us, the local families and local forces? For the God King and the Lord of Chaos, there may be a lot less offerings, and they care a lot. But for us, it's all the same, and we still have to pay a lot of fees. So no matter how fiercely the City Lord's mansion and the Food Nation forces fight, we must cherish our lives. Jiu shook his head. They have never cared about our lives. Luo Feng nodded. Brother Jiu is right. As long as we are united enough, we will be the strongest force. The City Lord's mansion and the Food Kingdom can only lure us but dare not force us. Jiu was obviously very confident. Suddenly, there is a powerful fluctuation faintly in the outside world. What's going on? Luo Feng and Jiu looked through the palace door and saw a 3-sword sky-splitting beast appear in the sky in the distance. A figure flew out from the surface of the 3-sword sky-splitting beast. It was the leader of the Huyang Guard, Gao Wu. Mai Wuqi and Jiang Chengyu came to the entrance of the hall with some doubts. Looking at the mechanical secret treasure, 3-sword sky-splitting beast, that landed outside the hall, they both felt that the visitor had bad intentions. Mangua Tower is a place for pleasure, but Commander Gao Wu brought the 3-sword sky-splitting beast here. Mai Wuqi looked at Gao Wu. Commander Gao Wu, what are you doing here? Commander Gao Wu, come in and have a drink. The other Huyang guards can take a rest on the side. I'll treat you. The blue-haired man Jiang Chengyu said with a smile. Gao Wu said coldly, "My Wuqi, the Huyang Guard has received evidence of your arrest and torture of a large number of people in Huyang City. Now I need you to go with me to the Huyang Guard headquarters." The blue-haired man was surprised. My Wuqi's face darkened, and the night became darker under his aura. He said hoarsely, "Commander Gao Wu, I am my Wuqi from the My Wu family. Are you sure you want to arrest me? Is this a misunderstanding?" Jiang Chengyu also spoke. "It is my duty as the Huyang Guards, so I have to arrest you." Gao Wu looked at my Wuqi, come with me. You are attached to my 5 major families, but you turn around and bite the children of my 5 major families? My Wuqi sneered, "Gao Wu, I will report this matter to the City Lord's mansion now. I want to see how the City Lord's mansion handles this matter. How the City Lord's mansion will deal with me is a matter for the future. Now, you have to follow me." Gao Wu said coldly, "I will count down to 3. If you resist, I will have to use force to take action. 3, 2. Gao Wu did not waver at all. Boom! A deep purple winding beast shuttled through the void and appeared out of thin air above Mangua Tower, causing many guests of Mangua Tower to exclaim. Luo Feng and Yu also watched all this from afar. Commander Gao Wu is truly amazing. He has even begun to capture the eternal true gods of the 5 major families. The deep purple winding beast slowly descended, and an armored figure appeared above its head. Even the children of the royal family and the children of the Chaos clan must obey the laws of the Yu kingdom. Gao Wu said in a cold voice, "This my Wuqi is extremely sinful. He has been wreaking havoc in Huyang City for a long time, harming countless people. He is even more wanton outside Huyang City. When the Fangjiu city was breached by the herd of strange beasts, hundreds of millions of people were abducted by him. He has tortured and killed hundreds of millions of people. How can such a sin be forgiven easily? You are slandering me. As a descendant of one of the 5 major families, how could I act so recklessly?" My Wuqi scolded. The armored figure chuckled, "It's common to spread rumors and slander the children of the 5 major families. After all, Commander Gao Wu has just taken on the position of commander of the Huyang Guard, so he still doesn't have much experience. Whether it is a rumor or not, he should follow me to the Huyangwei headquarters first. He will make his own decision after confirming the truth." Gao Wu said. The armored figure walked up to my Wuqi with the winding beast figure behind him. "Commander Gao Wu, you only need to submit the evidence to the City Lord's mansion. The City Lord's mansion will naturally verify the authenticity of the evidence and decide on the punishment. Don't interfere." Gao Wu guessed that he would encounter many obstacles, but he didn't expect that he couldn't even do the first step of taking my Wuqi away. "Commander Gao Wu, you don't need to interfere in the affairs of my Wuqi anymore. Return to the Huyangwei headquarters immediately and submit all the evidence you have found." An order came from the City Lord's mansion. Gao Wu's heart sank and he sighed. "Even if we bring him back to the Huyangwei headquarters, I'm afraid he won't be hurt at all." Gao Wu said secretly. He would not dare to kill an eternal true god from one of the 5 major families without the judgment of the City Lord's mansion. If he dared to do so, even his master militia would not be able to protect him. His childhood experiences did make him hate evil, but he would not let himself be buried with my Wuqi. "I will submit the evidence, and I believe that the City Lord's mansion will make a fair judgment." Gao Wu glanced at my Wuqi, turned around and flew into the 3-sword sky-splitting beast. The 3-sword sky-splitting beast immediately flew away through the void. Ha ha ha. My Wuqi finally relaxed completely and laughed. "This Gao Wu is such an idiot. Still want to arrest me?" Luo Feng, who was watching all this from a distance, was a little surprised. "Brother Yu, is what Commander Gao Wu said just now true? Fangjiu City was breached by a group of strange beasts, and hundreds of millions of people were abducted by my Wuqi?" Luo Feng asked, "How many hundreds of millions of people did he kill?" This number really shocked Luo Feng. After all, the laws and regulations of the state of Yu are still very strict. It is indeed true. You will know it if you live in Huyang City for a longer time. My Wuchi is a well-known madman. Yu said, his secret treasure, Sin City imprisoned countless innocent people. The number of people who were tortured to death by him over the long years is indeed incalculable. The 5 major families just indulge him like this? Luo Feng frowned. The 5 major families can restrain many dark forces. If they dare to cross the bottom line, the 5 major families can kill them. But they can't kill themselves. Yu shook his head. There is plenty of evidence of my Wuchi's madness. If you don't believe me, you can buy information from Yangfeng Hall. Luo Feng looked into the distance and saw my Wuchi chatting and laughing with another commander of the Huyang Guard. I want to purchase all the evidence of my Wuchi's crimes. Luo Feng contacted the Dark Hall of Yangfeng Guild Hall through a subpoena. All the evidence of Mei Wuchi's crimes requires 1 grain of cosmic sand. The Dark Palace responded. Buy? After Luo Feng bought it, the Dark Hall of Yangfeng Guild sent detailed evidence of his crime. Luo Feng's face turned cold when he saw the evidence. My Wuchi was even crazier than he had imagined. He was a lunatic with a completely twisted and insane mind. He ravaged those innocent people, wanting to create a twisted soul strong enough by painful torture. He uses pain to create powerful twisted souls. According to the records of the Dark Hall of the Yangfeng Guild, he has 16 outstanding works. 16 true gods, whose tortured twisted souls are comparable to the eternal true gods. Luo Feng said softly. He once showed off his work in front of me. Yu sighed. The Yangfeng Club also has a bounty on him. Luo Feng found out the bounty on my Wuchi. The bounty is only 20,000 cosmic sands. I guess they just really disliked him, so they spent the cosmic sand on the bounty. Accept the mission. Luo Feng thought about it and accepted the mission to assassinate my Wuchi. Don't worry about it. There are so many dark things on the origin continent. We can't do anything about many of them. Yu said, it's not easy for our family to survive safely. Luo Feng stood up. Brother Yu has family concerns, but I have no concerns. If I turn a blind eye to this matter in front of me, my heart is not pure. These dirt should be wiped off. Luo Feng took a step forward, and whoosh, he was already out of the hall, heading straight for where my Wuchi was. This video will end here.